So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony amount of weed in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm going to go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged for it.
Breaking news! Atlanta is in total shock as King Harris fights for his life. At exactly 3 a.m., the city's silence shattered when whispers leaked out of a tense ICU room. King Harris, son of rap icon T.I. and Tiny, is clinging to survival in what looks like a cold-blooded fight between life and death. Family insiders dropped the words no one ever wants to hear. Prepare for the worst. Hooked up to machines, his condition is slipping fast. Every weak heartbeat feels like time running out. Doctors warn the next 24 hours could decide his entire fate. Inside the hospital, chaos took over when Tiny broke down in the hallway, collapsing in tears that eyewitnesses say were too painful to even watch. That gut-wrenching moment
hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Is already flooding timelines everywhere. Millions praying that King pulls through. But here's the twist. This doesn't look like just some medical scare. A leaked hospital report points to injuries too brutal to ignore. Deep cuts, deliberate bruises, trauma that screams planned attack instead of random violence. And it gets darker. An audio clip surfaced online, allegedly catching a prison guard whispering, "The order came from above. We just cleared the way." That one chilling line has exploded across social media, fueling suspicions that this was no accident. It was a hit. Now rumors are spreading like wildfire. Talk of a security tape showing masked intruders slipping into King's ICU room, messing with his life support. It's unverified, but just the thought is terrifying. Even hooked up in a hospital bed, King Harris might not be safe.
All right, I need you to step out the vehicle.
What you want to do? You want to take my gun off my head?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
It's guns in here.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You got to take it.
There's no safety.
Take
Okay.
it out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
Outside, T.I. broke down, addressing a swelling crowd, his voice shaking. "He's just a kid. Don't let them take my son." That emotional plea instantly went viral, fueling hashtags like hashtag Pray for King and hashtag Justice for King Harris. Yet not everyone is showing sympathy. Critics are already calling it karmic payback for T.I.'s past. The online battle is vicious, and it's cutting deep. As daylight creeps in, King's condition has gone from critical but stable to full-blown multi-organ failure. Doctors are working non-stop in rotating shifts, doing everything they can just to keep him alive. But behind closed doors, nurses are whispering about something far darker, suspicions of sabotage from the outside. Even hospital workers are reportedly scared, not just for King, but for their own safety too. Meanwhile, the crowd outside the hospital is exploding by the hour. Some clutch candles in silence, while others wave protest signs, chanting, "Protect King," and "We want the truth." Helicopters circle above as the noise shakes Atlanta. Inside, T.I. is reportedly pacing endlessly.
A lot of people hit me up like, "King, I know you tired, you ain't getting no sleep," and the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep, you know what I'm saying? I just been outside working. lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house. So,
breaking down every time someone dares to mention letting go. Tiny, devastated, has been seen trembling, her face swollen from hours of non-stop tears. The emotional storm is hitting Hollywood hard. 50 Cent, Meek Mill, and Kanye West have all dropped cryptic posts, some hinting at sinister industry plots, others warning about powerful unseen forces. But the eerie silence from certain big-name celebrities is only adding more fuel to the fire. Are they protecting someone or protecting themselves? Whispers grow louder around a theory that King was targeted because of unreleased music where he allegedly calls out powerful figures. Some claim it's label betrayal. Others whisper about possible government hands in the shadows. And while the theories spread, the family has reportedly been asked to review end-of-life paperwork, documents that only surface when doctors believe hope is almost gone. The reality is brutal. King may not make it through the night. What began as a tragedy is now spinning into a conspiracy, and maybe even the start of a nationwide reckoning. Through all the noise, one voice cuts through, T.I. crying out, "God, please don't let them take my son."
This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here.
Inside, chaos unfolds. Nurses rushing with emergency meds, machines blaring as every beep stabs at the family's hearts. Then, the breaking point hit around 5 a.m. Doctors pulled T.I. and Tiny aside and delivered words no parent should ever hear. If things don't improve soon, we may need to discuss letting him go. The news shattered them completely. Witnesses say Tiny collapsed so violently she needed medical attention herself. Her screams, "Don't take my baby, don't take him from me," echoed through the ICU, shaking everyone who heard it. A hospital worker secretly recorded the gut-wrenching moment, and the footage is now flooding the internet, breaking millions of hearts worldwide. But the nightmare was only getting started. A classified report leaked soon after, suggesting King's condition might be more than just the beating.
Got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all time. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Insiders say an unidentified substance showed up in his bloodstream. Something you can't get from a normal jailhouse scrap. Experts now say it looks like the chemical was given after he reached the hospital, and that raises terrifying questions about who had access. Who could slip something like that into his IV? Who walked in and out unseen? Then a clip that set the web ablaze dropped. A blurry, anonymous video allegedly shows two hooded figures slipping into King's ICU at 2:47 a.m. One moves to the bedside, the other keeps watch. The footage cuts off suddenly, but the implication is bone-chilling, and investigators are racing to trace visitor logs. Someone might have been trying to finish the job in minutes. Hashtags like hashtag ICUB breach and hashtag Protect King Harris blew up. How does a young man from a music dynasty end up so exposed in a top-tier hospital? Outside, pressure cracked the family. Relatives argued on camera under the lights. Members of Tiny's side reportedly blamed T.I.'s past choices, and T.I. snapped back shouting, "This isn't karma, this is murder!" Paparazzi caught the blow-up, and the clip went viral, fanning flames and splitting the public. Then a leaked audio, allegedly from a senior Georgia prison official, started making rounds with a muffled warning. Some are mutts. If the boy talks, everything crumbles. He can't walk out of there alive, the voice allegedly says. Still unverified, but it triggered panic. Many now reckon King wasn't attacked for who he is, but for what he knows. T.I. fired back, saying, "My son is being hunted by a system that would rather silence him than protect him." This looks like a hit as much as a tragedy. Investigators are on alert. Some feel for him, others claim he's seeking sympathy. The web remains split. Then, the most chilling reveal, an anonymous nurse claims King's ventilator was shut off for several seconds, a detail that sent fresh outrage and fear across the net. In the dead of night, alarms blared inside the hospital. But when administrators pulled the security tapes, the footage was mysteriously missing. Was it just a glitch, or did someone deliberately wipe the evidence clean? Fans around the world are spinning with theories, from industry sabotage to rival beefs to a full-blown mafia-style cover-up. And with the fog of confusion only growing thicker, the truth feels more out of reach than ever. Celebrities started weighing in, adding fuel to the fire. A tearful Cardi B took to Instagram saying, "That baby don't deserve none of this. I don't care what you feel about his daddy, pray for that boy." Snoop Dogg went live with a chilling warning. This industry ain't what you think. Protect your kids. They're coming for all of us. Those words sent shockwaves, feeding the belief that something much bigger was playing out behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the hospital turned into chaos. Protesters stormed the entrance, chanting, "Let's see King! Protect that boy!" Police in full riot gear swarmed in, transforming Grady Memorial into what looked more like a war zone than a place of healing. Inside, T.I. and Tiny refused to leave their son's side. An eyewitness revealed T.I. hadn't eaten or slept in over 24 hours, just pacing the halls, whispering prayers, breaking down. Tiny reportedly clutched King's hand so tightly that nurses had to gently ask her to let go so they could work. But time was slipping fast. Doctors began using cold, clinical terms, multi-organ failure, and irreversible damage, words that shattered what little hope the Harris family had left. One insider said I snapped, screaming at doctors, punching walls, and yelling, "You're lying! You're not doing enough! Don't tell me to let him go!" His outburst shook patients and staff, turning raw grief into rage as the sun rose over Atlanta. The chaos outside only grew wilder. Anonymous accounts online began dropping disturbing leaks. One even claimed a top music executive had ordered the hit, trying to silence King before he could release a track allegedly calling out industry power players. Fact or fiction? Nobody knows anymore. But what's clear is this: King Harris is hanging by a thread. The world is glued to every second as morning breaks. By dawn, crowds outside the hospital swelled into the hundreds, and by noon, they were into thousands. Candles burned, posters waved, helicopters buzzed overhead as protesters clashed with law enforcement and tear gas choked the air. The city is demanding answers now. What used to be a place of healing now looks like a battlefield. Inside the ICU, King's condition took a brutal turn, lungs failing, kidneys shutting down. Medical staff whispered the words the family feared most: prepare for the worst. Once that phrase hit feeds, it spread like wildfire. The hashtag #sign prepare for trended worldwide as millions sent up prayers and begged for a miracle. Then a heart-stopping claim dropped. A whistleblower said King flatlined for nearly 2 minutes before doctors shocked him back. The idea that T.I. and Tiny almost lost him crushed fans. Social feeds flooded with tears and broken hearts. The grief hit like a physical blow. The revelation opened darker questions. If his heart stopped once, could it happen again? Was this just fallout from a jail brawl, or was King being held at death's edge on purpose? T.I. and Tiny's sorrow turned into full-blown warfare against the hospital. At one point, T.I. reportedly blew up in the ICU hallway, screaming and raging. "If my son dies, I swear the truth will come out," he yelled. "This ain't no accident. This is murder." Security had to restrain him after he smashed a chair in fury. That clip leaked almost instantly, and the feed went nuclear. Tiny, broken and spent, collapsed outside the ICU doors clutching a rosary, sobbing as family tried to hold her up. That viral clip is being called one of the year's most soul-crushing moments. But the coldest twist was still coming. A hacker collective uploaded what they said were internal medical files, showing traces of unapproved toxins in King's blood, substances not listed in any authorized treatment. The net exploded with rage and more questions than answers. The hacker's caption cut like a knife. "They're not trying to save King. They're finishing him off." That post exploded online, sending an already furious crowd into chaos. Violence broke out as protesters screamed, "Cover up!" and clashed head-on with riot police. Live streams from the scene racked up millions of views within minutes as the world watched Atlanta unravel in real time. The entertainment world lit up with fury. 50 Cent called out industry snakes for orchestrating a takedown. Meek Mill tweeted, "They silenced the future before it could speak." And Kanye West delivered a chilling warning. "This is what happens when you say no to them. They come for your bloodline." By then, the story had flipped completely. No one saw this as just a jail fight anymore. This was something far darker, a war of secrets, power, and silence. Social media split in two. One side demanded justice, the other coldly called it retribution. But inside that freezing ICU room, there was no debate. Only machines beeping, sterile walls closing in, and a family crumbling under grief. Doctors delivered another brutal update. With every passing hour, King's chances of survival were dropping. The Harris family buckled under the weight of that truth. As night blanketed Atlanta, another blow hit. A leaked ICU security feed surfaced, allegedly showing masked figures lurking outside King's room, one clutching a metallic case. Whether real or doctored, the footage was terrifying enough to send shockwaves worldwide. Could this be another attempt? Another plan to silence him for good? And then came the moment that shattered hearts across the globe. At approximately 11:45 p.m., T.I. stepped outside to face the massive crowd. His hands shook as he gripped the microphone, his eyes red, his voice breaking with raw pain. "They told me to prepare for the worst," he said, and the crowd fell into stunned silence. He choked through tears, his voice cracking. But how do you do that? How do you prepare to lose your child? He's in there fighting with everything he's got, and all I can do is beg you, please, pray harder than you ever have. He didn't deserve this. None of it. The clip spread like wildfire, instantly reposted across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, pulling in millions of views within hours. It was raw, it was real, and it was absolutely heartbreaking.
While T.I. begged for prayers, the streets demanded answers. Was this really the aftermath of a simple jailhouse fight or the result of something far more sinister? Why did the prison cameras conveniently cut out right when the attack went down? Why were guards ordered to stand aside? And the biggest question of all, who's making sure King never walks out of that hospital alive? This story keeps spiraling darker by the hour, trapping the Harris family in a nightmare that refuses to end. Doctors are warning once again, the next 24 hours are make or break. King Harris is still clinging to life inside the ICU, his body breaking down, his future hanging by the thinnest thread. And now Atlanta is holding its breath while the entire world asks the same burning question. Will King Harris beat the odds and survive this nightmare? Or are we watching one of the most tragic downfalls hip-hop has ever seen? So what's your take? Is this just a streak of bad luck, or is there a deeper, darker plot at play? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next wild twist in this insane story. See you in the next video.